Good morning. Good morning, Neshoba County Fair participants. As indicated, I am Willie Simmons, and I am so pleased to be here today to be a part of this great event and to celebrate with all of the activities that's going on. And I know you've been having a good time, so I don't want to take away from that, but I do want to share with you some things. Let me start by giving thanks to our Heavenly Father, but also giving thanks to a lot of individuals in the state of Mississippi who make things happen that I'm involved in. And as your Transportation Commissioner, we rely heavily on our state legislature. So I want to give thanks to the members of the state legislature, our governor, lieutenant governor, and the speaker. You have some representatives, Representative Bounds, who just presented me, but the chairman of the Transportation Committee is a homegirl here in Neshoba County, Representative Brandon, Jennifer Brandon. And I just have to say, thank you. I have to say to you as chairperson of the Transportation Committee that you have a great senator in Senator Brandon, and we, the Department of Transportation, are so indebted to her for her leadership and all the things that she does. Now that I've done that, let me just get to saying to you that I'm a person about making promises and making sure that those promises are carried out. I stood before you here in 2019. And at that particular time, I was a candidate for the Transportation Commissioner, replacing the Honorable late Dick Hall as Commissioner for the Central District. And I came to you during that time, and I gave you some promises. I told you I wanted to be your Commissioner of Transportation, and if you allowed me to serve as Transportation Commissioner, I told you that our highways and bridges was nonpartisan. I told you that there was no highway or bridge that I crossed or traveled coming here to the fair had a Democrat sign on it or a Republican sign. Today I come back to go over those promises with you and to say to you how much I appreciate having served and how I've carried out those promises. And as I do that, I want you to listen carefully to me on those promises and then kind of grade and rate me on how well we have done or what kind of effort we have put in to make it happen. So thank you again for allowing me to be here. In 2019, I promised you that we was going to work towards getting our staff, who we was having a tremendous flight, leaving us and going away to other places. But we was going to work on getting our staff salary, because if we didn't have an adequate staff who was competent enough to take care of the business, regardless to who the commissioner was going to be, it would not be able to happen. I also told you that I was coming to fight for funding projects all over the state of Mississippi. 22 counties that I represent in the Central District, 1 million citizens, and I was going to fight to make sure that all counties was taken care of. I also came to you and told you that I was going to work towards getting additional dollars in the form of capacity money so that we could build new highways and add to our highways like Highway 19 here in Neshoba County. I also said to you that I was going to create a fair and equitable system so once again, all of our areas would be competitive. One of the other things I promised you was that I was going to overlay our state highways, because as I drove here, coming up Highway 25 and coming in on 16, I realized not just in the Mississippi Delta, but all over the district, we had bad highways that desperately needed some attention. And then I told you that we needed to be about beautification. I told you that we need to make sure that our highways, the grass was cut, and that we was picking up the trash. Now here I am to give you an update on those particular promises, because I believe that if a candidate stand before you and tell you and promise you things, that as the official, when you elect them, they ought to make sure that they follow up and do those promises. Let's go back to when I told you that no highways was labeled as a Democrat or Republican. I can stand before you here today and tell you that Commissioner King, Commissioner Caldwell are two Republicans. I am the other commissioner who is a Democrat. We, the three commissioners, although we are from different parties, we have never allowed the partisan politics or the party that we belong to get in the way of us working on taking care of our infrastructure system. The three of us have worked collectively together, and we are going to continue to do that to make sure that our infrastructure system is what it should be. I also told you that I was going to work on staff salary. I'm very pleased to report to you today that we, the commissioners, and our staff have worked diligently with the State Personnel Board to make sure that we move that needle. And we have started moving it. We are now paying our engineers and our staff much better salaries, so we are not seeing the brain drain that we were seeing in 2019. We are not seeing the bleeding. We are fortunate to be headed, our staff, professional staff, to be headed by a guy named Brad White and Jeff Ely. Those two gentlemen are putting together and have put together a professional team that's doing a great job for us. So check me off on that particular one also. I also told you that we was going to make sure that we get additional money to build capacity projects. I can stand before you today as I give thanks again to the legislative body, to the federal government, our congressional delegation, with the federal money that we are receiving about almost $1 billion over the next 5 years, combined with the state. We, the Department of Transportation, had the largest budget that we have ever had, $1.4 billion. So we told you in 2018 that we was going to get more money. We have more money coming in, and as a result of that, we are now working on projects again, like 15 and 19, to complete that 4-lane because we have the money to take care of those projects. But that's not only the projects that we're doing. We're doing projects all over the state of Mississippi with the $1.4 billion. We also told you that we was going to work toward making sure that we spent money in all of the counties. I can stand before you here today and tell you that none of the 22 counties are feeling neglected. We are spending money in all of our counties. Paving, for instance, we the commissioners decided that we was going to put all of the lottery money into paving our 2-lane highways that have not been paved. Well, listen to these numbers. Since 2020, we have paved over 1,694 lane miles at a cost that we invested $424 million. $424 million in paving highways that you used to tear your vehicles up, out of line in your vehicles. We have corrected that situation, although we still got more to do. We also taken a look at our projects going forward. We have committed another $66 million to work toward that. But when we look at our bridges was in bad shape. We have put monies in to take care of our bridges in the form of some $60+ million. So, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, and we're going to keep the promises. I'm here today again to promise you that we are going to do more. I'm here today again to promise you that we are going to make sure that our highways are in good shape, our bridges are safe, and we are going to be putting in an infrastructure system that is second to none. Finally, I would say to you, I know you want the same thing I want with safe highways. I know you want beautification, so we are going to continue to do beautification projects. For instance, we have increased the money that we give to our counties and municipalities to $50,000 a year, that if a county like Neshoba County and a city like Philadelphia want to participate in helping us pick up litter, we would give each of them $50,000 along with a truck when we have one and a trailer to pick up trash off our highways. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the kind of commissioner I think you want. That's the kind of commissioner I am. I'm a commissioner who's going to work to take care of our highways because, once again, there are no Republicans or Democratic highways. They are highways that need to be taken care of, and I, Willie Simmons, promise to take care of all the highways in the Central District, which is 22 counties and 1 million citizens. Thank you, and may God bless you.